Hi and welcome to Beck's Bug Out Survivor. In part 1 we did all the kit you can do your overnighter with in a Bergen. It's called surplus only. So MTP surplus in an MTP Bergen. And the components are pretty much the same as I had on the last one that I did in DPM. We had sleeping bag, a Gore-Tex bivvy, your basher, spare set of dry clothes, your rain gear and a stove, and pretty much you're set for a good night out there. You're going to be warm and dry and sheltered with something to eat and something to drink. So why change everything from the DPM to the MTP? MTP kit in general is lighter, and what I mean by that is most of the kit is lighter than the old 90 soldier kit. Even the smock is lighter, and we done away with the wool knit jumper and we started using these fleece, which is lighter. Everything had to be switched over to a desert environment, hence the colouring of the MTP and British BMTP. On the other episode I did with surplus kit, what I really should have put into that bag, which thinking back on it now, and I didn't, I should have put in the 90 pack sleeping bag, but I put my newer sleeping bag in, and the older sleeping bag was a kilo heavier, and we measured out at 18.2 kilos, so it should have been 19.2 kilos using the DPM. Exactly the same components, different colour. So I'm going to do the weigh off before we look at the components with this. Everything has been updated, so I haven't got the old mess tins, I've got the newer jet boil. The clothing, again, not the wool jumper, not the old Norgie, but the newer fleece. We'll look at these pack covers because somebody did want to know. This pack cover is meant for a desert environment, not rain. It's heavy duty, it's thick, it's a very tough cotton fabric, and it's only really meant to keep the dust out of your Bergen. For a UK environment, I'd actually want to use this here, which is just a rain shield off any pack at all. Actually, that is off my 70 litre civilian pack, just a normal rain shield, and it stretches over the alleged 100 litre Bergen. I would never actually use that if I was going out on a night fishing, night hunting, just coming up here and putting a hammock up or a bivvy. No, I wouldn't use it. But I can get all them components there either on or in a patrol sack of either 30 litres or, in this case, 38 litres. I'm going to weigh it off, which is all the assembly for a sleep shelter. The old bottle, and funnily enough, this is pattern 58, so from 1958 right through to the current day, they've just not changed the shape, dimensions, or even the components of the polymer plastic in this bottle. It's that good, it really is that good. They just haven't bothered updating it. So I kind of expect sleeping bags to be updated, and to a degree the bivvies, although they haven't, but certainly sleeping bags, certainly the sleep sheet, the basher. It's longer, so you can do a lot more with it. So you'd expect everything really to be heavier. I've also upgraded the sleeping pad, so it's not the Brecken 3/4 length BCB. It's actually the Life Adventurer 38, which I see a lot used. And it just offers more comfort. Downsides, it's heavier. and it takes up more volume, but there are better ways of carrying your kit, as you're going to see. So water in, get it on the scales. Remember, 18.2 kilos on the last load out. And really, all I'm doing is changing the colour. It just so happens that the MTP gear, it's not just a matter of the colour. It's a hell of a lot lighter, more compact. But on the flip side, I have changed out to some heavier kit that we're going to see in a minute. Right. First of all, a luggage weigh scale. In kilos. 14.8. Had I have taken the water out, that would have been 13.8. That is exactly 4 kilos lighter than the DPM pattern. Remarkable. And like I said, I've got a bigger air pad, much bigger, much bulkier and heavier. But you can see how I can afford to update to the MTP kit and yet still be 4 kilos lighter than the old DPM. It's going to rain here, so I'm going to lay out some of the kit, show you the changes I've made. Really, you wouldn't think there's a hell of a difference, but the first difference is down here. These are the Highlander mats. With the DPM, I had rocket pocket left, rocket pocket right, rocket pocket left. I think on rocket pocket left was the rain gear, and I had softies and things like that on the other side. But coming back down here, 280 grams of roll pad there versus 600 grams of the old issue IXPE mat. This is called the NATO 5-season mat. It is nowhere near 5-season, I can tell you that. And it's made by Highlander. It's a very soft foam. There's a good weight saving there. I've downsized to 4 bungee cords, not 10. And actually I don't use them at all, I'd rather have cordage. But these will come into play pretty soon, as you'll see. Coming to the outside of the pack, another great weight saver and Squaddy's favourite, the jet boil. I've bagged mine up just so there's less friction. Titanium spork. Cup of tea. In the top hood here in my Bergen is where I keep my waterproofs. These are the trouser section. Really lightweight. I think they're some sort of pack lights. And I really absolutely love this. It's a little heavier, but it is windproof, rainproof. It's Gore-Tex, as you can see, and it looks like a BMTP. So my rain gear, there is a video coming up where I weigh off MTP to DPM kit, so we'll see it in grams. Will this weigh the same, more or less? We'll find out in a few weeks' time. Into the main body of the pack. And the roll pad. I'm using this multi-mat here. It's the Adventure 38, a lot bigger than the PLCE Bergen issue mat, but it is warmer. It is full length, not the 3/4. I certainly wouldn't carry it like that, by the way. I hate stuff sacks. There are better ways of carrying kit. A change of clothing. Now this change of clothing also has my softies in. The biggest advantage to the MTP is the clothing, like I said before. I love the Commando knit wool jumper. I also love the older Norgie, but they are bulky. The type of jumper that is its equivalent is here, and it's a microfiber winter fleece. I do have the 3-season version of this, so there's a spare in there. Let me take this off, it's getting a bit hot. Yeah, so that is a spare in that bag there. I have the PCS trousers and MTP. I have an Air Max t-shirt or Cool Max. This one here isn't an Air Max, this t-shirt, this is Under Armour t-shirt, so not as breathable. But I've got a choice of something a little breathable to something I can sleep in. And I also have a set of long johns in there also. And remember, I'm trying to get all this into a 30 litre or 38 litre in this case patrol pack. There's a lot to go in or on that pack. Shelter kit. This is in the bum roll. It can go onto a Bergen or onto webbing. So if I was to transfer this to webbing, it would neither be in the Bergen or the patrol sack, but because I haven't got the webbing with me on this episode, we will later, further down the line. We can even get rid of the weight of that. We'll have a quick look in this. I'll show you what I have. More bungees. We're going to need these to transfer kit to the 38 litre patrol, or 30. Usually you'd have 10 of these if you're training or you're in your basic or your cadets, you'd have 10. I stripped at least 4 out. I only carry 6 now. I've only got 4 because that's all I need for this little project. I have a hanker cord. I'll leave that up to you. I prefer cordage than bungees, but I need the bungees so we can put kit from the Bergen to the patrol pack. These are the pegs. These are the IPKs off an IPK sheet. 6 of them. I like these. They're pretty lightweight and they're really strong. Hollow aluminium. So as you can see, once they've been pegged out a few times, they fill up full of soil, and that's what gives them a little bit of extra strength. I've never broken one of them ever. But if you want to go lighter with your kit, you have opportunity to do so. So let's get the pegs back into the basher bag or the poncho bag. Don't know why some Brits call the basher a poncho. It's a new one on me. They're 2 totally different animals. The poncho's like a raincoat, as where your basher is just a rain shelter, a sleet sheet. Back into the pack. You're going to need your bivvy bag. You're going to need it for a couple of reasons. One, obviously, to kip in, but this becomes part of the way this system goes together. And last of all, my sleeping bag, which is loose filled. At this point, you can choose to use a decent dry sack to put your sleeping bag in, or you can choose to use a compression sack, and you don't need to compress it for this project. Now obviously I can't get everything from 120 litres into a 30 litre. Some of it has to be transposed under or on the side of the patrol sack. So I want to put my sleeping bag in here. I just prefer this rather than a compression sack. It doesn't need to be compressed down, only to the same width as your patrol sack. And I think you can see where I'm going with this. I'll have to weigh the patrol sack empty when I get home, so I can keep the dirt off it, keep the rain off it. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to start transposing to the smaller pack. Right then, the way I'm going to do this, rather than me showing you the individual elements, I'm going to break it down and give you a heads up, and then you know what's coming next, rather than trying to figure out the why-fors. The sleeping bag, either bag it up, put it in trash bag, anything that's going to keep it clean and relatively compressed, only to the width of your patrol sack. I'm sitting on the outer of my patrol sack using 2 bungees. The shelter kit I could get inside or outside of the patrol sack, and then the insulation, which would be a Gore-Tex bivvy in this case, a roll pad and the air pad, all get rolled together. I use the bungees and I'll undersling the whole lot underneath. So I need to open this up, unroll it, and then marry it all together. This is a lot bigger than the BCB, a lot bigger, a lot heavier. The way I would usually transport this in a Bergen is just to fold it into thirds like that and slot it down the back of the Bergen. See how thin it is? Why put it in the roll? That would sit on my back, and that increases your 100 litre capacity for the Bergen. I don't believe it's 100 for 1 minute. Going to lay out the bivvy bag on the deck. I'm going to put the 5-season lighter weight pad on it or in it. I'll leave it up to you. Same with the air pad. Put that on top. Why have I got an air pad and a foam mat? The foam mat not only gives a little more insulation, but I use it as a puncture protector. And some people like to just use a foam roll. Some people like to use an inflatable. I kind of like both. There's only one thing that is more important in camp at night, and you've got to be warm. You've got to be warm. All of my kit that goes into whatever pack is for insulation. I've got to be warm. I've got to be dry. I'm not going to compromise that at all. I'm going to dig out 2 of them bungees from my basher kit, put them with that there. That is what's going to be underslung from the smaller 38 pack, which is really 30. I'll try and prove it to you one day. So, bivvy bag, 5-season NATO. I'm going to shift it up to the end here and shift that right to the foot end as well. That is what it should look like. That is going to be rolled up and put underneath. But I'm going to do that last because I want to fill up the main chamber of the patrol sack first. If I could equate this kind of kit to hiking, fishing, wild camping, my patrol sack would be akin to a day sack. So if I'm going for a walk and I'm coming back, I'm not out for the night, the kind of things you would take on a hike, which is your rain gear, something to keep you dry, and you'd probably want a change of pants, lightweight pants in case you get dirty, muddy, change your socks, that kind of thing, and a flask to drink from. And you wouldn't really bring a stove, would you, on a ramble or a hike? So think of it like a day pack. My Bergen, if I was to equate it to anything like camping, trekking, hiking, that would be my backpack. The only difference between a patrol and a Bergen is night and day. Don't need any of this, but everything else more or less I would bring with me. So now I want to get as much of that day kit into the patrol. You can use any patrol sack you want. They're all much of a muchness, around 30 litres. Okay, I've got a cover for this. That is also a sand dust cover. Same for the Bergen really, it's not much change there. I've got nice winter gloves because it is being filmed more or less winter and I am freezing. Clothing. I'll quickly go through what I have because this has all been packed away. Long johns. I have actually switched these out to merino wool. They're the army version. I have the Cool Max t-shirt or the AirTac t-shirt there. As you can see, it's a finer weave. PCS trousers. Clean set of them. Now I haven't bought my U-backs. Okay guys, no U-backs. There is a spare shirt there. So will 2 PCS micro fleece be as warm as the wool knit jumper? Probably. But I also have the newer style PCS fleece, which is the newer version of the softy. And I know a lot of you lads like the old green softy. I have a pair, you know, so don't keep saying in the comments, get yourself these, get yourself them. I've got them. I just prefer these because they're lighter, more compact. That's just factual, by the way. They are lighter and more compact. It's not a preference. Next in, the waterproofs. And even the actual sleet sheet, the basher. Now it doesn't have to go in, it can go on the outside. I'm just showing you how much room there is to get this job done. Water, I'll put somewhere else. I want to get 2 bungees that would otherwise hold my sleet sheet down and quickly get the sleeping bag on top. Several different manners to attach this. I might try and get away with just the one. Bring it over onto the front here somewhere. I'll see if I can hook mine into this. Be careful doing this. You should put bloody safety goggles on to do this. Let's just do it there for now. I'll do it properly after. It is absolutely peeing it down. It's a bad day to be doing this. All this will need drying out. This is just for demonstration. It's about the same size in width there if I compress the edges as the actual roll mat. Get a patrol sack that has 4 webbings here. Why? It'll balance everything off. So I bring that over and bring a hook into the elastic. And remember, these are just the bungees I'll be using to put the basher up with later anyway. I'm not carrying extras of anything to do this. Excellent, we're looking good, we're looking good. A saving of 3 kilos from that pack to that pack. The contents was another 4 kilo saving, a 7 kilo saving. I've still got 2 side pockets for the jet boil and the water. Jet boil in, brew set on top. That's side pocket. What's left out now? Just the water is a load out without water. I wouldn't mind weighing all this off now. Weighing it without the water, just to give you an overview. When I did the surplus only video, it was to show you what can be done just buying from a surplus store. That was clear on the tag, and it was clear during the episode as well that was the criteria. Because it's cheap DPM gear, MTP, it is dearer, but the benefit is it's lighter. Let's weigh this off. So I had 18.2 kilos with DPM. Get the old testicles out. Blind as a badger without them. 12.3. So an impressive 12.3 there. Yeah, I still have a sleeping bag, I still have a basher, I still have a bivvy bag, I still have the jet boil, I have room for food and water. I still have everything I need. In fact, I've stepped up in size with the inflatable. If I'd have chosen the Brecken 3/4 length, you're going to save yourself more weight, more volume. Again, don't roll these things up and put them in a stuff sack. Fold them, slot them down your Bergen. It's really bad idea, stuff sacks. They don't work. They take up dead air space where something else could be. And I hear a lot of people saying, well, you just tuck something into that space. Well, you dig in then for that thing that you want. It's not the way. Now, this isn't obviously going to be a bug out bag. This is for you wild campers, guys who like fishing, just someone who wants 2, maybe 3 nights. The only thing that determines trip duration is food and a change of clothes. Now, the difference between a bug out bag and a military Bergen, my way of just set up a patrol sack, is I haven't got the ability to get that sleeping bag shoved down the bottom like you would an infantry Bergen. It takes away from that ability to move quickly, which is a shame. So I've taken all the best elements that we've discussed here. The MTP kit being lighter, ditching the Bergen but keeping the kit. Put it on my shoulders and it should be a huge advantage. There's the water. Just shove it in the spare side pocket. Try it all on. I don't have a hip belt, I don't need one. Everything I need, sleeping bag, shelter kit, food, the ability to cook, everything is there that I need. The exact same components that were in the Bergen is here, in, on, in, under a patrol. My patrol pack is marked at 38 litres, and yet my NI patrol is marked at 30 litres. They're the same damn size. I could lay one on top of the other. I can put a tape measure. They're the same damn size. I'm telling you that right now. There's a lot of BS goes on when people in the MOD weigh kit or give you literage. And here's how I think the MOD come up with literage for packs. This is my theory. Sarge, Bergen, what should we give it? 100 litres. 100 litres. Hey, sure, Sarge, it looks a lot smaller. Yeah, but it's a nice number. People like big numbers. People like big numbers. Sarge, what about patrol sack? Looks about the same as the other one. You know, about 30 litres. Oh, they won't like hearing 30 litres. No. Oh, tell them it's more. Tell them it's more. And that's how I think the MOD works. They just look at a bit of kit and have a good guess. Absolutely peeing it down now. So I'm going to go further down the track here. Set up a basher and have a cup of tea. It takes all the discomfort out of carrying the same kit. So for 2-3 days night camping like I do, Actually, I use tracking kit most of the time, but a lot of people do like to see just surplus kit being used. So there's something on the channel for everyone. If you like something a bit more trekking related, lightweight, hyper kit, that's there for you to see. If you like to use something like an ex-surplus, and if that is your preferred option, then sure, use that. Because I don't make money for doing this channel. You get to watch for free. This is either going to be your cup of tea or it's not. You can take from it whatever you want. If you like the idea, give it a go. You could put all this together and go, oh no, I like a Bergen, everything in the Bergen. Well, that's your choice. That's a preference. All I'm giving you is an alternative option. That's all. Use it, don't use it. I'll sleep well enough tonight, believe me. Right, brew time. And I will see you pretty soon. So be good, behave. Until next time, God bless, take care. Happy trails.